Shalom, everybody. It's Rabbi Rudin. We're up to reason number 2 for Saadya Gaon's top 10 reasons why we blow the shofar. So he says that the blowing of the shofar is a signal that it's time we have reached the season of teshuvah, the season of repentance. It says in the Talmud that repentance was one of those things that preceded the creation of the world, and that seems very strange. Before the world was made, there was already created repentance. It seems, what does that even mean? The Hebrew word teshuvah is translated as repentance. It means to return to one's original state, the ability to return to your original state, to reflect, to go into yourself, to be deeply conscious, to be awakened. It reminds me of these days, of course, we're all thinking a lot about healing and health. And thinking about back in 1928, how a rather messy Scottish physician in a hospital in London named Alexander Fleming was away on vacation, and he came back and he found a bunch of petri dishes that he had left with Staphylococcus cultures growing in them. And he just kind of left them on his desk and in his lab, and he was starting to clean them out, and he saw that in his messiness he had accidentally introduced a mold into one of them, and the mold had stopped the Staphylococcus, the disease, the bacteria, dead in its tracks. And he thought about that, reflected on it, did teshuvah, reflected on it, and realized that he had discovered a mold that was the world's first antibiotic. And of course, we know it as penicillin. So the idea that by looking back at yourself, by returning to yourself, by doing an act of teshuvah, of self-reflection, just by thinking, I am going to go back to my earlier self, just that thought has great power to transform and to free us. So let's look for those discoveries, by reflecting, we find out new things, we find out how to move forward by deeply reflecting. So let us do teshuvah, begin the way of teshuvah as we sound the shofar. Shana Tova.